All right. Hello, my friends. I'm Oliver Blue, and I'm the co founder and co host of Truly Live, your weekly talk show, where my beautiful partner and wife and friend and roommate, we share what we call transformation and a whole lot of love. And if you have looked for us on our for looked for us last week for our regular time on Thursday at 7 p.m. On our regular social media platforms, you would have discovered that we were not there. And there is a reason that we were not there. And that is because we have changed our format this year. And uh, we will not be appearing weekly on our normal or regular social media platform with our weekly show. Now, our show will broadcast monthly, or at least once a month at best. And generally, when we show up once a month, there's going to be a guest. But we are still having our weekly, truly live episodes, um, but we are having them in exclusive communities for our patrons only. So these are patron only exclusive broadcasts that they have access to. That's because patrons are those that have joined in us in partnership, and they support what we do. And so one of the benefits of it is that they get direct access to us in a more relaxed environment where we're able to uh, exchange with one another. Uh, and the reason we're doing this is because we are going to spend 2023 on focusing on helping those that are in support of us to really get the results in their life. We're not on here just to be entertaining people, but our goal here is to speak and to help you get outcomes in your life that you desire. These principles that we share and teach week in and week out, and we have been teaching through these 73 episodes, they are designed for you. We All this is done with you in mind. We have heard from the community. We have been in this space for about 5 years now, working with individual clients, groups, organizations. And what we have found is that people are basically stuck. People are basically stuck. And I understand that because I've been stuck before in my life. Stuck meaning, you know, really not happy, not fulfilled, not content. Know that there is more. Know that life could be better. Know that I could be experiencing myself better. I could be experiencing others better. I could be doing better in my relationships. I could be doing better with creating more time and more financial freedom. I could be doing better in my health. I could be doing better, in my career, and all of this skills and expertise and talents that I have. I'm discontent that I don't get compensated properly for it, and on and on and on. That we have found that people are stuck and don't know how to move out of getting unstuck. And so we have purposely changed our format so that we can do more laser coaching uh, in this more intimate environment for our patrons. And so that's what we have done. So 3 weeks out of the 4 weeks of the month, we're going to be still on our weekly show, but it'll be exclusively for patrons only. And but the good news is this: the good news is anyone can become a patron. Anyone can become a patron, and it's just a very, very, very small investment, not into us, but into yourself. If you really are serious about, we have found out that everybody's not serious about being unstuck. Some of us like being stuck. Some of us like being sad and unhappy, um, and not having clarity and not having direction, and not living the same life over and over and over and over. The same relationships not growing. Feel like we're in a job that's not fulfilling. we're around the same crowd that's thinking the same way, and nothing is happening. And so life is meant for better, and we all know that because life speaks to us all the time in our longings and in our discontent. Always speaking. That's life. When you are discontent about something, or when you are longing for something else, a different experience, a better experience, a more lively experience, a more enriching experience, a more challenging experience, a more healthy experience. Many of us are, you know, especially in the baby boomer age, or beginning to face health challenges. You know, a lot of us, there's a lot of the millennials are facing, who just getting their careers and life started. They're facing financial challenges. They're facing, uh, you know, challenges where they don't have clarity on what they want to do and what they want to be and what they want to give. A lot of our boomers are preparing to retire or have already retired. Some are scared to retire because they don't know what life would be after retirement, have no direction, have no plan, have no blueprint. And what we also find is that people will not invest in their self. It behooves me. People will not invest in their own happiness and their own fulfillment. And so that is a pivotal move on our part. Instead of being out here every week and just sharing, which we've have in a year and a half, and that's been good. We have built equity. We have built goodwill in this platform. We have put out, value in this community. We've shared so much that uh, we have gone through our own self and learned, as certification. Yolanda and I have made huge investments in ourselves, huge investments, so that we could come and provide the best information, the best inspiration, the best transformation that will create huge empowerment in your life. This is all designed for you. We are here for you. We're not here for ourselves. We're not here just because we want to be in front of these cameras and be talking. No, that's not why we're here. We're here purposefully. We have a purpose for being here. And that is to share the path, share our experience, share the universal principles that govern life and success, to help people get in alignment and in harmony and and in integrity with themselves. There's so much suffering in the world needlessly, and we know that, we see it. And so we're only here to be helpful. And so again, this is a strategic move. We're going to be spending 3 of those weeks in our episodes with patrons only. Again, the good news is you can become a patron. There's a link here in this post that you can click on, and there are 2 levels of patrons that are open now. 2 of the levels have been closed, but there are 2 levels of patrons that are open that you can subscribe to. And what we normally would require of one-on-one coaching, it is nothing compared to that. So it is a real value for anyone that's looking to get unstuck and to create more happiness and more fulfillment in their lives. So come on over and join us. And by joining us, you not only support what we do, you not only get the benefit of getting laser coaching yourself, but you become a part of a movement that is impacting others around the world. And if you think this work is noble work that we're doing, if you think that this is something that you would want to be a part of, if you think that this is your year and that you want it to be your best year ever, by first of all allowing today to be your best day ever. You cannot have your best year ever unless you have that best day ever. So I'm here just to share with you. That's our new format. We will be here at best once a month uh, for our regular shared broadcast on the multiple social media platforms. But 3/4 of the month, we're going to be in exclusive, in patron only episode where we're rolling up our sleeves. We're laser focused on helping our patrons to grow and expand and get the results that matter in their life. We're all about we're result driven here. We're all about results, and and the reason we are driven by results is that results tell where we are. Numbers. A lot of people don't like the numbers. A lot of people don't like what the numbers say. But if we would look at every major area of our life and see where we are, because you have, if you're going to be transformed, and transformation basically is eliminating the gap or closing the gap to where you presently are to where you want to be. Our current situations, circumstances, and condition. It's just where we are, and it's a result of what we've done in the past. And if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, guess what? We're going to stay where we are. That's what we call stuck. But if there is a desire, and I know that there is, because I know that I share the same consciousness, I share the same awareness that we all do. And it is in our nature to grow, to experience more of life, to experience more of health, more abundance, more, to be wealthy. And to be wealthy basically means is to have the ability to live life to the fullest. And who doesn't want that? It's for everyone. It has been given to all of us freely. It's a part of our inheritance. It's a part of your God-given right to prosper and to be in health. But first, what has to happen is your soul has to prosper. And soul prosperity comes through knowledge. It comes through accurate knowledge. It comes through the truth. And the truth that we're talking about here are the universal laws that govern life, the universal laws that govern success. And it's for everyone. We're here to tell you it is for everyone. Unlike what we see out in the world, where it appears that only 3% or even less of the 8 billion people in the planet are controlling 97% of the resources. Something is wrong with that picture. And it shouldn't be that way. We know. Yolanda and ourselves, we've been together 32 years, and we know what it is to be stuck. Stuck in, the relationship not growing, stuck in not understanding how to build a relationship, stuck because we're holding on to past grievances, holding on to, feeling like we've been unfairly treated in an area. So we know what it is to be stuck and painful and unhappy and unfulfilled. We know. So we're not talking about something we read. We're talking about something that we experienced. But what we also experience is how to get unstuck. And what we also experience is that there is no end to the happiness and the joy and the peace and the fulfillment that one can experience in life. So what we also know is that it is your choice. It is your choice. And to grow and to mature and to experience and embrace the unlimited love, the unlimited joy and peace that is within all of us. It only happens through taking accurate information, inspired information, and taking action on it. It's work. You think that people that have access to a whole lot, people that have, patiently worked and built something, you think that came easy? No, it doesn't come easy. It's work. We were created to work, and not to work to create something new, but to work and bring forth that which is already created, that's placed in all of us in the form of desires, in the form of ideas. But people who have built things and have successfully and now are enjoying the fruit of that, they are enjoying the fruit of that because they put in the work. And a lot of us don't want to put in the work. We're lazy. We don't want to put in the work. We're lazy, but then we want the fruit. We want the most. We want to invest the least, but we want the most. It doesn't work that way. That only brings on frustration. We already know that. We already know that. All of us have already tried that. It doesn't work. The only thing that works is what God calls righteousness. That just means the right way of doing things. There is a correct way. There is a certain way of doing things. And when we do things in a certain way, we get certain results. So when we look at our results tells us what our current reality is. It's just telling us where we are. and if we don't like where we are, then we use our imagination to create a place that we would like, to create a life that we would like, to create experiences that we would like. It starts with a desire to, and then it starts with using that mental faculty of imagination to come up with a life that you love. And then we take those ideas from the imagination and we build a blueprint, just like a builder creates a blueprint before he builds the house. Before your life can change, you have to have a blueprint. You have to know what you want exactly. So the question is, what do you want? Because you can have exactly what you want. We already know that because we're having what we want right now. Our situation right now, our current reality is what we have wanted. Because this is where we are. Because if we would have wanted something different, guess what? We would have done something different. And our current reality would be different. But it is what it is. Hey, and that's nothing to be fretful over. It's not a judgment. It's just what it is. It is what it is. I have become what I thought myself to be. But when we come to understand that we have been given everything in life, that all things are ours, and that all that it takes is a little willingness. All it takes is just a little willingness, one step. See, some people think that it takes a long time to change your life. It doesn't take a long time to change your life. It doesn't take a long time at all. In fact, it only takes a second when you make a different decision. You can make a different decision about your situation, your current reality, in a second. Boom, and your life change. Now, it may not change the external. The external may not be there, but see, everything starts in the mind. Everything starts with a thought. Everything around you, just look around you and see all the objects around you. They started with an idea. They started with a thought in someone's mind. And now we get the benefit of that thought or that idea based on their desires. And God has placed desires in all of us. God has placed life in all of us. And this life wants to manifest. It wants to take form in your life. A unique form that can only come through your life. So all of us are rich in life, but most of us have covered it up by being conformed to this world way of thinking, this world way of conditioning. We've been conformed, to the ideas of the limitations of this world. And so it takes transformation. We cannot avoid it as long as we live. We cannot avoid transformation. No matter how young you are, no matter how old you are, no matter how black you are, or white you are, or red you are, no matter what your politics are, no matter what your religion might be, your spirituality, no matter what country you live in, no matter what state you live in, what county you live in, what community you live in, no matter what your current status, it does not matter. The only thing that matters is in this moment, or in any moment, when you choose for yourself to make a decision, a quality decision, an irrevocable decision, that you want the freedom that you have been given. Even this nation we live in, the United States, says it is our right to pursue happiness and fulfillment. But the systems of this world and the ideology of this same nation will cause you to think that it's not possible. And we're here to say to you, it is possible. It is inevitable when you make that decision. And so that's why we're here. That's what our whole motivation is. Because Yolanda and I came, from a place of not knowing. But we came to a place in our life where we was really willing to give up everything that we thought we knew. Because we know that there was better. And so we was willing to give up what we have been taught, the way we've been trained, the way we've been conditioned. We was willing to give it all up so that we could embrace a reality that we were unaware of. So we were willing to go out and find the information. We were willing to go into these meetings, into these rooms. We was willing to invest in ourselves, to find out, to get the information. And then we got the information. And we took the information. And eventually what? We applied the information. And we began to see the results. And then we found out there was a whole world out here. It's a whole tremendous amount of transformational information that most people are not aware of. You're not going to get taught these things in the standard school of the education. You're not going to get taught these things in college. They don't teach you success principles in college. They don't teach you success principles in the regular school systems, private or public. No, they just want to fill us with data and information. And they do the same thing in college. And I would say the majority of my observation of college students is once they get out of college, most of them don't even read a book anymore. They don't want anything else to do with learning. But the learning that we all need is out here in different forms, in different communities. And if it's looking for you, because it is the information that we need to start our transformational process. You can't avoid it. And so that's the value that we have sought to bring and that we have brought. We have helped many people on this platform, and we're going to continue to help thousands and millions more. But this is about you and your decision about, hey, if you're stuck or not. I knew when I was stuck. That's the beauty of it. You know when you're stuck. And you also know when you have experienced freedom. You also know when you have turned up the volume on your happiness. You know when you have turned up the volume on your fulfillment. Because now you're operating in laws that govern the universe, in laws that govern our body, in laws that govern our thought life, in laws that govern the spiritual world. You have to understand these things. And what most of us don't understand is the mind, which is our most precious gift that God has given us, this marvelous mind that we have, which is a tremendous thinking machine. And y'all know what I mean. You know how many thoughts that enter and exit your atmosphere every day? Do you really? You can't even count the number of thoughts that you engage in on a daily basis. But if you do not understand the laws that govern this, if we don't understand the operation of thought, the fact that we can take a thought and we can hold that thought into this world that's filled with the thinking substance and create whatever the thought is. But the issue is we've been thinking the wrong thoughts and creating the wrong things. And that only changes when we come to a place in our life when we say there must be a better way. And there is a better way. There is a more exact way. There is a more excellent way. And that's what we teach here at Truly Live, in all things truly. Every platform that we're on, it's all about teaching, bringing people to an expanded awareness, first of all, of their identity. Why? Everything starts with your identity. You got to know who you are, because your life will demonstrate who you are. We're all of us are teaching. All of us are sharing. All of us are teaching what we believe. All of us are teaching what we believe about ourselves. And I came from a place of fear. I came from a place of low self-image. I had a low self-image of myself. Why? Because I didn't understand that I was being run by fear. I didn't know it. But one day I discovered it, and I decided to do something about it. And here I am in 2023. I'm the most happiest and fulfilled I've ever been in my entire life. And it's just the beginning. And we desire the same for everyone. We desire the same for everyone. Why? Because it is for everyone. And that's what everyone desires. More of life. I don't know if you read my post this morning on these same platforms. I talked about, let me look at it right quick. Hang on. I'm not just on here trying to get likes. We are really trying to help people. We're about helping people. We only want to be helpful. I made a post this morning. I said, when we get unstuck and create more happiness and fulfillment, we get more living out of life. We get more living out of life. Why? Because there's no end to what life is offering us. The feelings, the emotions, the sensations that we desire, the intimacy that we desire, wanting to have access to everything that we need to live a fulfilled life, which is what we all desire. All of those things are not only present, but they're present in all of us. But they're not in the form of form. They are in the form of an idea. They are in the form of thought. They're in the form of thought. Everything that you could ever imagine is in you, in the form of thought, in the form of an idea. And you've been given this body to be the instrument to bring so when the thoughts bring the form, when the thoughts bring the feelings, and the feelings bring the form, that is the body that we experience. We have the bodily experience of what we desire. That's what the body is for. The body is not to lead you. The body is not who you are or what you are. Your body is just an instrument, just like your car downstairs in your driveway, in your garage. Your car is not who you are. Your car is a tool that you use to be mobile. Well, your body is a tool that you use to express the reality of who you are, to express your abundance, to express the love that you are. Your body's given to you to express the unlimited fellowship that you can have with whatever you desire and with whoever you desire. But it's not who you are. But when we think that we are these bodies and we just go around trying to satisfy the body, trying to parade the body as something that is eternal when it's not, it's only temporary. And when we do that, we suppress and turn away from our real self. We turn away from cultivating and motivating who we really are. And so we try to find satisfaction in the world and in things, only to what? Find out that this ain't the thing. And then we go on to the next thing, and to the next thing, and into the next thing, trying to look the part. And God is saying, no, I don't want you to look the part. I want you to be the part. I want you to know that you are it. You are the prize. The self that God created, the invisible self, the timeless and the formless self that we are. That's what God wants us to cultivate, because that is where our happiness, our joy, our peace, our fulfillment, our contentment, that's where our creativity, that's where our intellectual property, our skills and talents can be best cultivated and then used, not only for our fulfillment, but for the fulfillment of all humanity. Because that dream that you have is not just good for you, but it's good for all humanity. Just think about the airplane, the car, the iPhone, the Android phone. Think about the stove, the washing machine. Think about the house, the brick, everything, the brick, the mortar, everything in life. When used properly, it's good for all of us, not just one of us. And so there are some things in you, in me, still in me, in you, that would be good for all of us if we would allow it to be cultivated, if we allow it to emerge in our life by getting the proper coaching, by getting the proper mentoring. Most of the things that you really desire, they are on the other side of your mentor or your coach, and we avoid that. I mean, we all have coaches where our dental hygiene is concerned, maybe our health is concerned. We get coaching about, most of us got trainers. We get coaching where our investments are concerned, where our insurance is concerned. Your insurance agent is your coach. We get coaching from the banker. We got coaches in many areas of our life. But when it comes to our own personal self, we think we can do it alone. And so we're just limited to what we know. Or we're limited to the traditions. We're limited to the conditioning. We're doing it the way mommy and daddy did it. Or our neighbor did it. Or our friends in school tells us how to do it. And we see the devastation in the world for lack of knowledge, suffer needlessly. And we fail to invest in ourselves. We invest everywhere else, in sports and in entertainment. We invest so much money in entertainment and into sports, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when we do it at the expense of not knowing ourselves, how to live our best life, how to be happy and fulfilled, then we need to examine that and observe that and say, hey, I need to invest in myself. You ever seen a team without a coach? The NFL playoffs are getting ready to start this weekend, and all of them have coaches, multiple coaches. But when it comes to our being stuck, we'll spend years trying to get unstuck, only to become more frustrated, more unhappy, to the point that we're willing to give up and say, just to settle, just let me get to the box. If I can just get to the box, without a disease, or if I can just get to the box without, and can pay my bills, and we just settle for that, you're not going to be happy. You don't want to get to your deathbed. I don't want to get to my deathbed thinking, oh, I wish I would have done this. I wish I could have done that. I wish. You don't want that to happen. So many dreams, so many aspirations, so many visions, so many goals that have gone undone. You will need help. I know this. I had to get help. I got help. I got help, and it helped me to get unstuck. And I still get help. In fact, just recently, I hired help. There's things that I don't know. The things I need help with. The things I got stuck with in this business and trying to build this business. I've never built a business before. I've never been an entrepreneur before. And this social media online market, there's a way to do it correctly. And I have limited knowledge. I needed help. But I was willing to get the help. And I got some good help. And I was willing to pay whatever. See, when you come to realize that time is limited, you can't get time back. I don't have 5 years to figure this thing out by myself. You don't have 5 years to figure this thing out for yourself. Some of you who are 20 or 10 or 15 and you think you got a lifetime ahead of you, okay, you're going to find out you don't. And that even a lifetime that you have ahead of you, it's not a long time. And so you don't have a long time to figure it out. Time is limited. Money and riches and wealth, it's unlimited. The government just prints more money when they need it. And when you realize who you are and that the value of your skill sets and the value of your expertise, and many of you have expertise in areas and have skill sets in areas, that is your intellectual property. That is what is so unique in this planet, on this planet, that no one else can provide it like you can. That means that your gifts, your talents are highly rare because your expression is so unique. You cannot find it any other place on this planet. You cannot. And so that in and of itself has unlimited value. And that value can be shared in the world to make the world better for everyone. You can add so much well-being. You can add so much goodwill right where you are. But if you like most of us, you need help. You need coaching. You need time. And to save time, right? Because once the 24 hours is gone, you know what? It's gone. When the week is gone, guess what? It's gone. When the year is over, it is over. You can't get it back. But you can, all of us know that wealth is everywhere. When you want something, you find a way to get it, right? When you really want something, you become real creative and you get it. So we can get what we want. We already know to exercise that. And so what we're really buying is not the coach. What you're buying is time. You don't have another 20 years. You don't want another 20 years of pain and suffering. You don't want another moment of it. I didn't. I got to the place in my life I didn't. I was like the prodigal son. I came to myself. I said, there must be a better way, and I'm going to find it. And some of us are so frustrated that we're giving up on life. Don't give up on life. Right at the moment that you think that it is over, it's just beginning. That's why I'm out here talking now. Some of you are going to hear this and say, oh, I'm so glad Oliver came out here and was talking like this because I needed to hear that. I hear that all the time. Oh, Oliver, I needed to hear that. Keep doing what you're doing. But I don't want you to just hear it. I want you to, with open hands, receive the gift for yourself and begin your journey of transformation. Begin your journey of rediscovering who you are. Begin your journey of making a difference in your life so that you can make a difference in your family, so that you can make a difference in your community, so that you can make a difference in your country. That's what life was given to us for. And when we realize that, we realize that therein lies our happiness. Therein lies our fulfillment. Being and expressing your best self. We're never satisfied when we're not being and expressing our best self. And when we're in that place, we are met with thoughts. We are met with thoughts. We are met with appearances that try to convince us that that is true. That we're not our best self and we can't be our best self. And so just settle. And then that only leads to another layer of thoughts. The disappointment leads to us beginning to believe that we were just came here to be born and to die. And that's not true. Your life has deep meaning and great purpose. It does. All of us, no one excluded. No one is excluded. So, the only thing that matters is this moment. Because that's the only thing that there is. We can't do anything about the past. We can't live into the future. That's where all the anxiety is coming from. That we don't think that the future is going to be what we desire. We don't think that there's going to be enough for us in the future. We fear scarcity and lack. We fear all the appearances that we see in the world of the fussing and the fighting and the separation and the division. And it has got our attention. It has got us so distracted that it's got us stuck. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to be that overly concerned about what's going on in politics, world politics, our country's politics, the corruption that we see, the dishonesty that we see, the inequality that they're practicing. We don't have to be concerned about that. There's another level of life that is handling that. and bringing that into its proper order. So we don't have to be concerned about that. Only thing we have to be concerned about is number one, affirming our true identity. That's job one. Your identity. Accepting the reality of your divine self. The self that God created. Not the self that popped out of your mother's womb. That was just the equipment to get you here. But who you really are is invisible to the natural eye. Who you are is unlimited. Who you are is infinite. Who you are is impersonal. There's only one self that we all share. There's only one love that we all share. There's only one being that we all share. Even though there's, billions and billions of different bodies, but there's only the one self. And so the self-image that we have about ourselves, or better put, the way that we see ourselves, has to come into alignment and in harmony and in integrity with the self that God created and the one that we share. That's what we don't know. But it is in the knowing of that. That is the foundation. That is what the Christ called, there is no other foundation that can be laid other than this one. Your true self, the real you, what we call here at Truly Live. That is the foundation. You have to know who you are. You have to know that you are not inferior to anyone or anything. You're not even inferior to God. You have to know that you're not unequal to anyone or anything, not even God. You have equality with all things, even the Creator. This is a different way of thinking. And it produces a different way of being. It produces the happiness that's already there. It produces the fulfillment that we desire. It's in our thinking. It's in our mindset. And to be mentored and to be coached, the first thing a good mentor and a good coach is going to work on is your mindset, is your thinking, because we know that is the root of the problem. But we also know that is where the solution lies, in the mind, in the thoughts. So it only takes a slight shift in our thinking, which will impact our perception, which will impact our feelings, which will have a direct impact on the actions that we take. And it is the actions that we take that determine the results that we get. In other words, how we experience life, whether we get more of life or where we get stuck in life. That will be determined. That's the simple formula. And so you need that support in your life. You need that support. It's natural to have support in your life. It's natural to have that support. Every successful person, they have a personal coach. They do. Every one of them. Name one, and I'll tell you they have a coach. And they'll tell you that it was their coach. And the coach's support that helped transform their life. They had to do the work. But they had the proper guidance. They had the proper information. They had the proper support. You can't get around it and get to the goods. You cannot get around it and get to the goods permanently. Some people by hook or crook. Some people use, unlawful ways. When you see people prospering unlawful, right? You say, that ain't right. Well, it's not right. But just hang around. Over time, they won't be able to keep it. They definitely don't enjoy it. You don't enjoy it when you're not getting it correctly. It only creates more problems, more issues. So that's not the way. There is a certain way. There is a certain way to get things. There is a certain way that life works. Just like your house is wired according to a code. If your house was not wired according to a code, there would be too much power coming into it that would create what? Destruction or devastation or fire. But somewhere outside of your house, there is a transformer. There's a transformer. And that transformer is designed to take all of that energy that the power company is sending your way and putting it in a form, in an order that can come into your home and be a blessing to you. So when you hit the switch or when you plug in something, it works. You do it confidently. You don't even think about it. Well, you can design your life in such a way that all this power that's always coming into you, you are a power center and it's always coming into you. But if there is no transformation, if there's no closing of the gap of where you are in your current reality to your preferred position, your preferred health, your preferred vocation, your preferred well-being, your preferred time freedom, your preferred money freedom, your preferred spiritual state, your preferred service to humanity. To get to those preferred states, to get to those places that you should be, there has to be transformation. There has to be a relinquishing of doing things according to this world system and do them correctly, properly, and in the way that where they were designed to be. We can't get around that, no matter how hard we try. No matter how pretty you might think you are and how shapely you are, or how debonair you might think that you are, or how you may have come from a certain race or a certain family, or you may have come from a certain pedigree, or you may think, well, I'm of this political party, or I'm of this religious community. No matter how much you think that those are the ways, those are the things that leads to happiness and fulfillment, if it does, it's only temporary. And it doesn't come with the proper balance in our minds. It doesn't come with the peace that we desire. When we realize there is a certain way of doing things, of being, and it starts with your identity. When we realize that and we give ourselves over to that work, it's a great work. That's just a good work. That's what scripture means when it says that it is God that is within you to will and to do of his good pleasure, which is his good work, which is the transformation. So I didn't mean to be on here this long talking like this. This is all about inspiration. I don't have no notes here. I'm just talking because I've been inspired to share this with the community. But to get back to the purpose that I was here, that I came here for, and that is Truly Live have changed this format. And we have put ourselves off in a unique, special place. And you can get there by becoming a patron. And if you look on the screen there, to become a patron, it merely just go to www.patreon.com Truly Live /Truly Live, and you just subscribe. And this is what you're going to be getting in that community. This is the vibration that we vibe in. This is the way we vibe in that community. But we will be on our regular social media platform at best once a month. Sometime it may be every 6 weeks. It depends. We're being inspired with that. But we are turning our focus to those that have said yes to themselves and that they want more of the support and the help to get them renewed and transformed and unstuck, so that they can create the happiness and fulfillment that they desire. Who doesn't want that for themselves? Who doesn't? And if you don't want it for yourself, do it so you can share it and teach your children. It's not just about us. It's about future generations also. When are we going to become the predominant influence in humanity? When I say we, those that have awakened, those that have been transformed, those that hold the goods. It's time to stop being a spectator. It's time to not stop, but it's nothing wrong with being a spectator. But that should be our predominant energy. Our predominant energy shouldn't be always wanting to be entertained. Want to go see someone else's talents and gifts on display. Want to watch someone else's talent and gifts on the display. There's nothing wrong with that. But when that's the predominant urge and not the predominant, when the predominant urge is not to cultivate your gifts and talents that are within inside of you, so that you become this oasis of love. You become this olive tree that's full of olives. That you become, like Jesus said, you become the light of the world. You become the savior for yourself and for your family and for the next generation. When that's not the dominant desire, then we need to examine that. I love entertainment too, but it's not the dominant thing. It doesn't dominate my life. I don't live to be entertained by sports or entertainment no, I live to know the will of God for my life and the purpose for my life, and to be about that business. and therein lies my happiness and peace. Therein is the path out of being stuck. That's the path to the health that you desire. That is the path to the career that you desire. That's the path to that business that you want to create. That is the path to that program that you want to create. That's the path to your financial freedom. That's the path to your riches. That's the path to your peace of mind. That's the path to healthy relationships. That is the path. Jesus said that the road is narrow. It's not a lot of people on it. Most people want to be entertained. Most people want to look the part. They don't want to be the part. They want to look like they're wealthy. They want to look like they're healthy. They want to look like they got it all together. That only leads to more sadness and a deeper level of being stuck. I know. I'm not talking about something I read. Been down that path. But that path led me to the path of freedom. And it has led millions to the path of freedom. And if you're not sensing in yourself that you're living a life of freedom, then make a decision. Make that decision. We're here to help. And there's others out here to help. It doesn't have to be us, but just get some help somewhere. There's help all over. Just get help somewhere. There's someone that can help you, that you can work with. I'm here for those that resonate with me. I'm not competing with anybody. We don't compete here at Truly. We create. We create from that which is already created. Competition, competing is low vibration. Creating is the highest vibration on earth. And so we're here to help you to create the life of happiness and fulfillment that you desire. And so it is. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in the room. Again, tonight will be exclusively with our patrons. And then next week, that's right, next week, the 19th of January, Truly Live will be back live on our social media platforms. We'll be live on Truly OB YouTube channel. We'll be live on our Truly OB LLC Facebook channel for sure. Those two channels for sure. We might even throw it out there on Twitter. But we're going to have a guest next Thursday at 7 p.m. The show will be live. It'll be episode 22. And we're going to have our guest, our friend. I call him the king of taxes. Our friend Chris Wilson, who owns 14 H&R Block locations and a host of other businesses. He's going to be on to talk about, first of all, he's going to be on to talk about himself. But he's going to be bringing us some tax talk, tax tips, tax advice, business advice, since it's, first of the year and we're all having to make decisions again, right? He's as a tax advisor, as a tax man, he is a coach. He's a tax coach. And we're going to bring him on. He's going to be with us on next Thursday at 7 p.m. And so that will be our first time out on the social media platforms. But this Thursday, tonight at 7, we're with the patrons tonight at 7. And it's going to be great. But we're going to have Chris next week, and then the following week we'll have patrons. We'll be back in Patreon. And then in February, sometime in February, we tentatively have a herbal homeopathic coach that's going to come on with us. And then in March, we already got it lined up. We're going to have another coach that come on with us. That's once a month. And we're going to be talking all things insurance in the month of March. I'm going to give you some good information. We're going to bring an insurance coach. See, all these are coaches. All these are coaches. So anyway, thank you so much. You cannot have your best year ever unless you have your best day ever. So make this your best day. And remember, we help people here at Truly, all things Truly. We help people get unstuck and create the happiness and the fulfillment that they desire. Selah. Bye-bye.